Crazed kangaroos. Tender tattoos.
Ow!
Motocross.
Woo!
Where You At Baby goes to the extreme. My name is Matt Wells, and this is my wildest trip ever.
Let's kick it!
I wanted to find out the truth behind a 90s rap megastar. He's been portrayed in a, shall we say, negative light.
Go around!
So is he 100% certified badass? Or could the Iceman possibly have a softer side? Toss out everything you think you know about this guy and fasten your seatbelts. We're taking you on an insane ride.
Have you ever wondered where Vanilla Ice is?
Woo! Vanilla Ice?
Where you at, baby?
Check it out.
His breakthrough album sold over 7 million copies and spent 16 weeks at #1. With his track Ice Ice Baby, he was the first rapper to top the charts.
Thanks for the money, Vanilla.
Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know.
He sold out stadiums around the world. He was so hot, he even hit it with Madonna. And then the spotlight faded. But that was then, and this is now.
Collaborate and listen.
Where you at, baby? Rob Van Winkle, otherwise known as Vanilla Ice. I'm curious to see what he's like. Is he like a total anger, crazed rage guy? Or just a chilled out dad?
Coming straight from the heart of Vanilla Ice.
Apparently meeting him at the airport tomorrow morning in West Palm Beach. But first, I gotta do some laundry. What about if I just write Rob, in brackets, really small, Vanilla Ice?
Mr. Van Winkle.
Mr. Van Winkle's a good one.
The sign's ready. Now let's hope we get to Ice on time.
Amazing. Come to Florida for the sun and the weather. It's pissing buckets. He's not even here. It's supposed to get at 9:44. I don't even know if he's getting in. He might not even be on the flight.
So he missed his first flight. The second one's on time. Now where the hell is he?
Rob.
How are you?
Matt.
Matt, good to meet you, man.
How's it going?
Going good.
How's your flight?
Suck.
After waiting 3 hours, it's kind of hard to keep a smile on my face.
One of those days, man.
I'm a survivor. I've been around the block.
So, where were you, man? What was happening last night?
I just came back from Dallas, making a new record. If I just take, my time with it, and it's finished now, so that was the last session.
It's all done.
All done.
I make the speakers go boom in your ear, right around.
Yeah, no, I've been my producer since Ice Ice Baby, and then when I started doing the rock stuff, Ross came aboard and, basically took over the wheel.
I see Rob as somebody that got to experience both polarities, complete, total insanity, fame, money, destruction, being completely thrown away by all of planet Earth.
See, I've seen a lot of things on the road to destruction.
I wrote this song, I was like, man, I can't do it, I can't write right now. He says, what's wrong? I said, man, everything's coming out bad. You got me thinking about my dad and these problems I had in my life that I never bring up. And he's like, that's it, turn the studio on. He starts throwing shit against the wall and just, this is awesome, man. He's like, you feeling it? It's like a subculture following. These kids come out and they're so in tune with the music and the words. I got this guy named Joe from New York City. He's got Vanilla Ice tattoos all over him. He goes, I've tried to commit suicide and you've inspired me. You've saved my life, man. I'm like, what? He goes, I've never been touched by any music like this before. And it was all off of this Hard to Swallow record. And I'm like, wow, so that's what Ross saw. That's the meaning of what, it feels great, man. I mean, I actually wrote down lyrics that changed and affected someone's life that I didn't even know.
We went from talking about Rob's hardcore fans to his super fans, his kids.
I got some girls, man. That's, daddy's little girls, Most thing I'm proud about is my kids. It's just an unconditional love, I've done a lot. I know I've achieved a lot of whatever. Family and friends. Everything else is just the ride along the way.
After that, all Rob wanted was to get back home to his family. He gave me the Van Winkle breakfast order, and we made plans to meet the next day.
For $4.79. You can get 25 Munchkin donut hole treats. Could I please have a dozen assorted Dunkin' Donuts? What's a Munchkin donut treat hole treat? A Cocoa Puffs Frosted Flakes, Dunkin' Donuts sweet potato.
So we're gonna kickstart the day with a sugar high. Sweet.
Frosted Flakes. Frosted Flakes, Cocoa Puffs, Frosted Flakes, Cocoa Puff combo. Cocoa Puffs, Frosted Flakes, Dunkin' Donuts, sweet potato. Now, should I get the one with the protection?
Oh yeah, vanilla ice in the place.
Okay, we just pulled into the gated community where the Van Winkles live. So I'm gonna go and hang out vanilla ice style on a Saturday morning. Cocoa Puffs, Frosted Flakes, Dunkin' Donuts, sweet potato. This is the Fresh Prince's house. I should be bringing some caviar. It's Matt. Hey, I'm Matt. I'm here to hang out with you and your dad today.
Oh, okay.
I brought Cocoa Puffs.
Not Reese's?
I didn't know Reese's. Hey.
How about that?
I'm Dusty.
Hey, Dusty.
I'm Keely.
Hey, Keely, nice to meet you. So Cocoa Puffs no good, I guess.
Cocoa Puffs? Hey, I thought it was. I think it's the Reese's, right? You like the Reese's?
Did you always want to be a dad? Something you always wanted?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's nothing better. Even though they're little rugrats every now and then, but plus you get to be a kid again, you know?
Well, we know Vanilla Ice because he's our father. He takes us to some of his shows and stuff like that.
You fall asleep at his concert?
I fall asleep at every concert.
Listen to this. We had pyro going. Yeah. It's loud as hell, and everybody's like, hold your ears, here it comes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom! And she's like...
He's the best father in the world. He gets us a bunch of stuff that we love, and like a pen,
Got any,
a finger, pen,
any photo albums around?
Oh, yeah.
lots.
Let my wife show you. She's got tons of them.
We're about to meet Laura, Rob's wife of over 10 years. She'll have some secrets to spill.
This is how I take Rob out for Halloween so we can have a good time.
On his birthday. I put all this on and nobody knows who it is. That's my favorite. My birthday's my favorite time of the year because on Halloween I can wear a mask and go anywhere I want.
I met Rob when I was going to a 4th of July party on Star Island. Some guy named Jesse took me over there. We passed each other in the hallway. It was instant attraction.
Jesse's got himself a girl and I wanna make her mine.
I stole her from my friend.
No, I wish that I had Jesse's girl.
Did you steal it from your buddy?
Nah, bro, I kind of did, but no, it wasn't like that. I didn't tell him. I got the number already. She gave it to me when you were there.
Girl, when I first saw you, it was love at first sight.
Is he a romantic guy?
Oh, yes.
Is he? Spill it.
He's a very passionate man.
Holla, holla.
In every way.
Enough of this mushy stuff. I want to see Rob's pimped out rides.
Rolling in my 5.0.
Want to see some Cadillacs or what? What do you want to do? Let's go see some Cadillacs.
From sugar daddy to pimped out papa, Rob shows me some caddies.
Watch this. Want to get out? You scaring you?
So the heyday of like Ice Ice Baby, as a person and what was going on aside from the music, do you look back and go, I just wish I had done this way?
Oh, I have tons of regrets, tons of things that I would have done different. Absolutely.
What?
But like the slow song.
You're so fun. Let's wine and dine.
What was the first thing you bought when you made your first get that first fat check?
I bought, remember, it was an Acura NSX.
That was the first toy you bought?
Yeah, NSX, and then right after that I bought a $1 million Porsche.
What were some of the other toys you bought?
I bought a lot of houses.
Something tells me he didn't blow his millions on toys.
This is my new home I'm building right now.
Are you designing it?
Yeah, we're gonna be moving in this in about a year. This is the new one. This is what I do. I drew this whole thing up. Everything's my idea. I love doing that. It's just fun for me,
Rob has a very good imagination, I guess. He can picture what the house should be look like. So I guess most women usually decorate the house. Rob decorates the house.
So from the time that, you know, To the Extreme broke, were you from that point on always set for cash? There was never a time when it got bad? You always had cash in the bank?
Always. Since To the Extreme, 16 years old, millions, millions, and millions, man.
And there was never a time when it was like bad? It was just like onward, up and down?
Always been good, man. We've always made good investments. Never ended up like MC Hammer.
Can't touch this.
Yo, take it from the Iceman, lyrical poet with a master plan.
Up next, we meet Rob's craziest buddies, Bucky the Kangaroo and Satan.
You can't have him. Here's my destiny. Always keep going.
First, Rob demonstrated how to make his daughter nauseous. Then he showed us the design of his future house. Now, why the hell did I buy this sweet potato?
That's the Van Winkle mobile. It's so funny, we're behind Vanilla Ice and his family, and now we're going to see their kangaroo. It doesn't even sound real. We're going to see Vanilla Ice's kangaroo.
Hey, Bucky. There he is.
Dad, look at the tortoise.
I know, sweetheart. He's coming for you. He wants some lettuce. Watch him.
The kids used to sleep with him. They would bottle feed him. Like, as a little bitty baby, he was the cutest thing ever. He's all right. All right, Buck. He's cool, man. All right, Buck. Come on in.
Here you go, Bucky. Sweet potato, dude. How do you pick a sweet potato? Do you know?
A kangaroo will eat whatever. A kangaroo will munch on your hair.
It's an animal. You don't just throw it a bad sweet potato.
Oh, he likes that. You got him in the palm of your hands, bro.
So he got out and just run around town.
He got out, he ran around town and startled everybody. I was in London on tour. And I get back home and my buddy goes, hey man, did you lose your kangaroo? I go, yeah, how'd you know? I've been looking for him since I've been back. I go, did you see him? He goes, yeah, I turned it on Channel 7 right now. Oh, I ain't messing with your food, buddy. I know you're hungry, go ahead.
Get in my way, I'll knock you out like my opponent.
It seems like Bucky's not the only wild child of the family.
So on Surreal Life, they made it out like, you know, you like had real anger issues, man.
I know.
This is what I think of you, Ron. I swear on my mother's grave.
I think that Vanilla Ice is fairly volatile. He had a lot of angst, you know? So he is volatile to some extent.
What a pile of Rob.
So you didn't care that people were going to see that and think you're crazy?
Nah, they think I'm crazy anyway. It's just excitement, bro. You know what the ratings were on that? It was like the highest rated show on TV here. And it was great. Producer was like, thanks, man. That was awesome.
But I believe he adds a little bit for the show. That's why the shows love him.
The story I really wanted to hear was the one about Death Row Records' Suge Knight hanging Rob upside down from a balcony.
Last true and false thing. What is the ultimate truth in, like, short as it can be with Suge Knight? Because how many different stories have I heard? 9.
The truth is that he did take, you know, some money from me and whatnot. He was in my hotel room. But the story is that people think that happened is that he hung me from this balcony, like my chain's falling off, and he's holding me from my feet. Never happened. Never did happen. Didn't hang me from no balcony. He took me to the balcony and talked to me. And I'm not like a genius or nothing, but I got it. In fact, the guy was nice to me. He wasn't ever mean, never bitch slapped me or anything like that. But take it from me, an insider, and I know rap music is gangster, and it is controlled by that. You know, and it always has been, always will be. That's hip hop, you know, it's part of it. So you know, you want to play, you got to pay.
Now we're off to get some ink.
Okay, off to the tattoo shop with Mr. Rob.
Rob's love affair with tattoos started when he was 15, but he didn't always have control over his appearance.
From back in the time when your image was controlled, be yourself has to be something you took from that, like learn that I gotta be myself. You weren't being yourself.
I said I got to, and I wanted to. I had no control to do it, because the thing was so massive and huge, bro. I didn't have any control over anything that happened with me.
Say go, white boy, go, white boy, go. Go, white boy, go, white boy, go.
This thing took on a life of its own, way out of my control. Like I said, you know, once you're up on a wave and you're riding that wave, there's no way to get off it. It's going to push you and take you wherever it ends up. And it ended up crashing into the beach, and it took me with it, and I crashed. I had the biggest highs on earth. I don't even understand. I was in heaven, bro, for a minute. And you hit that equal high that you hit an equal low.
I had friends dumping buckets of cold water on me. I took enough drugs to kill a freaking army, bro. Tried to kill myself. I wrote a suicide note. I was vomiting blood and shit. And, you know, I can say it with a smile on my face because look where I'm at now. Like I say, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, but where I'm at now, bro, I wouldn't trade it with anybody in the world. I'm the happiest man on earth.
He may be happy now, but Rob once danced with the devil.
What's the story you want to tell us?
Here's the deal. I had nightmares for a long time. Big nightmare problem. Reason is I had this chick from Ireland. She was from the Satanic Church, okay? She followed my tour around. One of the shows, she gets arrested. I seen her hauling her off because some kid saw her naked underneath this trench coat. I'm in Japan for a week. First night I'm there, about 3, 4 in the morning, I get a knock on the door. Somebody slides a book underneath my door, and I open it up and no one's there. I look down at the book, it was a Satanic Bible, and it had a note written, a message written to me right there, right? I open it up, I look at it, and I'm like, I drop it, you know? And I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy, what's going on, you know? She came up the fire escape. Everybody comes out of their rooms, they surround her in the hallway. She gets down on her knees and starts crying. I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And, hold on, Mark. And she goes, I'm so sorry. And everybody stood back like 10 feet, man. My hair went up on my neck. I'm like, whoa, and so sorry, I don't mean to do this. You can't have him. He's my destiny. This sounds couldn't even come from a girl's voice. Dude, I was tripping. This is what gave me the nightmares.
He likes to, you know, talk to people. And so if he gets talking, then it gets a little rough because he's moving a lot because he's very animated.
She was on a mission from the Satanic Church in Ireland to come out and get me to convert to Satanism because my birthday's on Halloween, which is Hallows Eve, which is their biggest holiday, and wanted me to preach to all my fans and everything. Satanism. Hang on one sec. What's up, Wes? What's going on, man?
I came in. What's up?
He's back.
My dog right here. This nothing. Do this all the time.
Wow, that looks great, Mark. Way cool.
You keep that part.
Oh!
Now we're going to do some motocross with Vanilla Ice, and his buddy Wes showed up, and they just want to do something crazy. Wes like, yeah, do something crazy.
We'll do it. We'll do it.
So apparently we're going to like drive the bike through a mall and an escalator or something like that.
Hey. Check 1, 2. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
So what's happening?
I'm gonna ride my dirt bike straight from my garage all the way down to where the track is.
And I'm going to try to keep up in the minivan.
Oh, you'll keep up. We're not gonna go fast.
What we've seen so far is nothing compared to what's coming up.
He's gonna get busted. He's gonna get so busted. Where you at, baby?
If kangaroos, tattoos, and she-devils are too tame for you, we're taking things up a notch. Rob's been motocrossing since he was a kid, and now we're heading to the track.
He's gonna get so busted.
We're not even at the motocross track yet, and he's already doing tricks. What the f***?
I don't know who's crazier. Wes doesn't have a helmet on, but he's doing wheelies in front of old men on the side of the highway.
What do you love about this?
Airtime. You know, you can fly.
Are you a guy that needs like this kind of rush in your life?
Yes. I've been racing since I was 8, so if you take this out, I would probably replace this adrenaline rush with something that would kill me.
Please do not ask me to sit in that monster truck.
Matt, stand under the jump.
If you ever wonder where Vanilla Ice is, he's right there. Where are you at, baby?
I bust a left and I'm heading to the next block. The block was dead, yo, so I continue to A1A.
This is Rob's old stomping ground, the place where it all began. After a day of complete insanity, we get stopped by the police to cop a picture.
Vanilla Monk, check that out.
We are in Florida, baby.
This is how I do, man. We are on Clematis Street, pretty much downtown Palm Beach. Back in the day, I used to ride my skateboard down through there, and we used to hang out on the wall. That's part of the song, actually. Chumps on the wall, acting ill because they're full of 8-ball. You know what I mean? Hello.
So that was it. It was
gunshots.
Rung out like a bell.
Grabbed my 9. All I heard was
shells
falling on the concrete.
Real fast?
Jumped in my car, slammed on the gas.
Right.
Bumper to bumper, the avenue's packed. Trying to get away before the jackers jack. No, this was a whole different area.
How was your childhood? How did what you went through make you think about being a dad?
I never really knew my dad, my real dad, biological father. But I had a guy who is my sister's real dad. His name is Byron. I call him Dad. I call him every Father's Day. I call him. He's my mentor.
So you never really kind of felt without a dad?
Never, man. This guy filled in any blanks and anything, probably better than whoever my real dad was could have done.
You didn't have a situation?
Can you take a picture of my cousin? He's in a wheelchair, dog.
Yeah, man. No problem.
Rob never says no to any fan.
Let me come over there. Kind of hard to get him out of the wheelchair, you know. All right, player.
Hey, man.
Good to see y'all, man.
Doing big things, man.
Yeah, we keep on keeping on. Keep your hustle going, man.
They can be from any culture, any country, to 90 years old. He will stop and give them his time.
Shake a hand, make a friend. It's not a problem for me to say hello to somebody. You don't need to be hibernating in your house. Get out and enjoy life.
I've heard you tell me yourself about low times you had. Are you happy right now?
I'm the happiest man on earth, bro. You're looking at him. Perfect example of what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Very grateful, very humble, very grateful for my family, my friends. Got a reason to live, bro. I didn't have one before. I got one now. And I'm going to make the best of it.
Amazing. Amazing. Where are we going?
Let's go in Feel Goods, man.
Come on, brother. Let's go.
Let's go do a shot.
Come on and release the juice and let it all hang out like prostitutes. For those that don't know, I'm back up in your grill. Set it off, then I do another spill. I make the speakers.
I feel like this is that scene from Goodfellas, you know, when they're following me and everyone's shaking his hand. That's what this is.
Now everybody get your drinks up. Get your drinks up. Get your drinks, get your drinks, get your drinks up.
All right, that's it for Where You At, Baby. Vanilla Ice. I think what I learned the most from this trip is that don't judge anybody until you have time to really get to know them, especially celebrities. My prediction, there's gonna be a huge Vanilla Ice comeback in the mainstream very, very soon. Word to your mother.
Word to your mother.
If you want to hear a story Vanilla Ice has never told on camera, check out the Where You At Baby website. My name is Matt Wells, and I've just been on an incredible journey. By land, by sea, by air, we headed to the mountains of Montana to find out where 80s superstar Huey Lewis is at today.
This is all mine, baby.
Away from the stage, the crowds, and the music.
Okay, this is it.
I saw the icon in a whole new light.
Please, Matt. Please.
I was amazed at how these days he finds his inspiration.
I feel closer to God.
And I was shocked by the stories he told.
As long as you turn off the cameras, we can hang out here all day.
I met people who stripped away the persona.
It's probably, what's mine is mine.
And the people who know him best.
Coached my baseball team for the years.
What you've seen before will not prepare you for what you're about to see right now. Huey Lewis?
Where you at, baby?
He was the rugged frontman for the supergroup that dominated the headline shows and packed arenas worldwide. In 1984, his third album, Sports, sold over 7 million copies. He was the beating heart of rock and roll.
They say the heart of rock and roll is still beating, and from what I've seen, I believe them. Now the old.
So it seemed like Huey Lewis and the News kind of faded from the spotlight by the 90s, but that was then, and this is now.
We're going to Missoula, Montana, by way of Minnesota. Kind of sounds like a Huey Lewis song.
DC, San Antonio, and the Liberty Town, Boston and a Baton Rouge, Tulsa, Austin.
So before Missoula, a stopover in Minnesota.
It was really kind of easy to get hold of Huey, and his people were pretty cool about it. I guess I expected it. Like, Huey always seems like a pretty decent dude in all his interviews.
There's a certain fun in sort of making it, you know, and sort of getting there that really is, that I don't think we'll ever sort of feel again.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Missoula.
The last thing kind of on my mind was what it was going to look like out the window of the airplane, because I was thinking about Huey, thinking about Huey's house. But the mountains were amazing. And then I was trying to see if I could pick out Huey's ranch. I think I found it.
Maybe the locals know where he is.
I heard about Huey Lewis living in the Bitterroot. I hear he's still living up there.
I saw Huey Lewis at a local restaurant one evening after one of our local Grizzly football game. From people my age to people in their 60s were awestruck and acted like they'd never seen anybody famous before. Some people were so excited they acted like they were watching Steven Tyler eat dinner.
Why is this guy in Montana, Missoula, Montana?
I'm not particularly enamored with the Hollywoodization of rock and roll. You know, I think that I'd much rather it be more sort of spontaneous than that.
Someone's supposed to pick me up here in Missoula. I don't know who, one of Huey's people, apparently. A handler, maybe? Maybe there's a Bentley. Maybe there's like this badass Bentley out there gonna pick me up.
But it's still that same old backbeat rhythm that really kicks them in the...
So here I am in Missoula feeling a little bit lost until...
Dude. Over here.
It's Huey Lewis.
Funny enough, Missoula isn't even our destination. We're still a road trip away from his place.
Did you have other places? Like, is this when you were on the road, like, for 20 years, this is where you would be when you weren't touring?
I'd probably spend 2 months here a year.
Okay.
Until 3 years ago. And then, and I've been here permanently since then. No, I went away to prep school at a very young age. And we weren't a real wealthy family, so I couldn't come home on weekends or even Thanksgiving for them. I just came home Christmas and Easter vacation. So I spent my time, you know, pretty much by myself. And so I'm comfortable that way, you know, a little bit. I don't mind being by myself. I like it. I like being in the outdoors.
On the way to the ranch, Huey had to make a pit stop. He told me he was going to cook me some dinner.
We need a little romaine lettuce.
Just thinking back to when my dad brought me to your concert in St. John's.
Oh, yeah.
Now I'm buying romaine lettuce with you. Jambalaya is something you cook all the time?
I do. We got that and that.
Who taught you how to cook?
Father's second ex-wife was a French gal who cooks her butt off.
Should we get some bum wash? We good?
No, we're good.
We don't need me to stock up for you? Do you say toilet paper or toilet tissue?
Paper.
Because it's not really paper.
Yeah, it is. It's still a paper product, isn't it?
I guess.
This is really going to be an exciting show. Oh, you know what we need is this thing of celery.
It was always a thing people say, like, oh, they were just these regular guys, this bar band that made it big. He's just totally this normal dude. But if I bring back the wrong piece of celery, maybe he'll be really pissed.
I think a lot of people see him as the guy next door who did well. I mean, he could be your next door neighbor, and I think that really, I think, was part of the charm.
His public persona is he's a nice guy. His private persona is probably he just, what's mine is mine. Get off my property.
This is all yours.
This is all mine, baby.
Wow.
Because I own from the road to the road to the river. Whitetail.
Come on. Huey Lewis gas station. Would it be illegal for people to come out and give you 20 bucks to fill them up?
No.
No?
No, but I only give you about a half a gallon for 20. Oops, I forgot to look at my watch. 5 minutes fills it up all the way. Steve Kaufman. You getting ready to bail out there? This is a guy who's a real live farmer, man.
Hi, Canadian television.
Steve, I'm Matt.
This is Matt. Steve Kaufman.
Nice to meet you, man.
He's telling me all about me?
Everything.
What do you got?
Everything.
Albert was telling me when Todd had it that year, they got 5 bales off the whole thing.
Oh, Todd. Poor Todd.
Uh-oh.
I'm not as good as Albert is.
It's not bad. It's 5 minutes and 20 seconds.
Was that what it was?
I think I might stick around for a week. I haven't told him yet, but... He's like, yeah.
As long as you run out of tape, as long as you turn off the cameras, we can hang out here all day. You go to the bathroom, they want to follow you into the bathroom. Follow Steve and me into the high country.
I had an image in my head of where he lived, but I had no idea it would be like this. Before getting there, we ran into his caretaker, Albert.
It was 16 years ago, last April the 15th, that we moved in down here. Well, everybody we talked to says, you know, he's not like these other highfalutin singers. He's just a common, ordinary guy. I tell you, he's a wonderful man.
As soon as we got to his ranch, he put me to work.
I'm making jambalaya in Huey Lewis's kitchen. Check out how I dice this up.
Go through it one more time. It's a little bit smaller. I want it all diced the same size.
Most hated foods. Celery is probably the second only behind pickles.
See?
Yeah.
And just chop those little pieces and you'll be there.
All right. Thanks, Huey.
Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, get those onions. This is called, it's a Japanese kamado. It's kind of a smoker, but it'll smoke. It also roasts, and it's a fabulous item.
Did I tell you my third most hated food? Dude, I don't. I've never cut an onion in my life.
You really need help, brother.
Starting to cry. This is my first onion cry. I'm a 30-year-old grown man, and you're looking at my first onion cry.
If you're a sissy and can't handle it, I thought you were just emotional over our time together.
You said cup.
I did not.
Roll back the tape.
1 cup of this, bell peppers.
I want to roll back the tape, though.
And I want 1.5 cups of onion, 1.5 cups of celery, and 1 cup of bell pepper.
I think he said a cup.
I did not. I said 1 cup of bell pepper, 1.5 cups of onion, 1.5 cups of celery. Please, Matt. Please.
How come you didn't ask me to cut the lettuce?
Because I watched you cut the onion. Now we can find one.
Now, there's things celebrities usually don't talk about. Politics is one of them, unless you're in their kitchen cooking dinner.
I actually endorsed Obama this year for the first time. I'm mad for him. I like him a lot. You guys are messing me up. Start talking politics. I can't make my salad.
You might think I'm crazy, but I don't even care, 'cause I can tell what's going on. It's hip to be square.
You know, Luther Vandross, I once went to one of his shows, and he told me how much he loved that song. I meant to articulate a phenomenon in our culture, which is all these hippies dropping back in. And the band styles, everything was all suddenly real cool to be square. Because a lot of our stuff are just silly love songs, in a sense. But I think, like Stuck With You, for example, is kind of humorous. The idea that this guy's stuck with her, but that's okay, you know.
Yes, it's true. Yes, it's true. I'm so happy to be stuck with you.
But my point is, I think real love, or when you're really in love with somebody, it's also funny. It's clumsy sometimes, and it's this, and it's smart, and it's clever. It's not always just, oh, God, I love you so much I can't stand it. You know, real relationships have all those things in them, I think. Humor and anger.
And we've had our intent.
I was shocked at how candid Huey was about his personal life.
I have 2 great kids. Great kids. And you can pretty much credit their mother for that. I mean, you know, I love being a father. It's the thing I love. And I love my kids more than anything else, and I love doing it. But I was only there half the time. My ex was just a great mom. I mean, just great. And she still is to this day. We're still pals. Well, my wife was so fabulous in that she, you know, I was a hard knocks kind of a deal. And my wife's idea was shelter the kids as long as you can, because they're going to get the real business eventually. And so I kind of thought they were kind of coddled a little bit, but in retrospect, they're great kids. She kept them away from all the junk. Well, you know, we were married for 20 years. And so, and now it's been like 4. So we're clearly the love of each other's lives. I always say when the family gets here, my dad's a man. I say, what are you doing? I say, well, we're trying to put the fun in dysfunction. Let's eat.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Bon appetit.
That's some good jambalaya. I even like the celery.
You don't like celery?
And jambalaya, I love it.
Later in the evening.
After an amazing dinner, Huey told me to suit up.
Hey, what's the deal? Are we getting dessert? We going into town and get some ice cream? What's going on? What size shoes do you wear? 10-ish? Look at this. It's like you walk into a billiard room and they have all the pool cues. Wow, honestly, I haven't done this in a very long time. I remember doing this with my dad and my grandfather, and I'm getting flashbacks of it right now.
Yeah.
Wow. Should I try some chewing tobacco?
No, you'll get sick. What do I do with my glasses? God damn it.
Hey, what do I do with my glasses, goddammit?
Hold these so they don't slip out of the little thing. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. Hey, you got a commercial now. Still to come, Huey and I take a ride, get our feet wet, and he opens up on his greatest catch ever.
Feel closer to God, if there is such a thing.
Before the break, I went to Montana to meet Huey Lewis. We hit the local store, we ate a home-cooked meal, and he opened up about his life. Then he told me he was taking me for a ride.
We'll be right back.
I think we gotta keep going, folks. Oh, that's good, right there. There's rising fish right there. Now, these fish are wild, yeah? See, there's one there. Yeah. And the bigger fish are liable to be upstream.
Who taught you how to fly fish?
My dad. And my dad started when I was a kid, and then I hated it for a long time because he used to make me go. It's the solitude of it. I mean, normally I'm out here all by myself.
Right.
Well, I'll fish till dark now.
Okay.
You see that?
Yeah. Did you think this is what you'd be doing? Like, instead of playing 250 shows, play 80 shows and then fly fish when you can? Is this what you envisioned when you were...
Yeah. Well, you think about nothing for a minute, you know? That should do it right there.
Is your dad still come out here with you and fish?
Yeah. He does not anymore. He's too old. But he used to. So they're taking a bug that's not on the surface. There he was. Oh, I stuck him too. Feel that? Oh yeah, I felt that. Damn it. Always check your bug.
So after scaring the fish away, we had to change spots.
You gotta be real careful in here, because otherwise I'll hook you. Now I'm almost in position. It would be nice if you could see your bug, but I know it works. I got faith in it, and that's the most important thing. Okay, which guy do we want? Should we take him?
Get him. Get him, please.
There. Look at that guy. He'll soon be mine.
Here's the money shot.
Why not give in? Don't you want to be on Canadian television? See what I do with my tip? Keep my tip straight up against the fish. No, I'll get him. Get out of the way. Just all right. Get out of the way. You're a problem, Matt.
Nice.
Huh?
Nice job.
Then we're going to say, mwah. Thank you, Mr. Rainbow. See, they fight so hard, it wears them out. And the bigger they are, the older they are, and the more they get worn out. And you got to kind of revive them a little bit. Probably 17 inches. She's just getting her breath. Ah, there she goes. You go, girl. What's that on your nose? What's that on your nose? Okay. Thank you, darling.
Quite the fisherman.
This is how I spend the evenings. Really. I mean, I don't even care if I fish. I'm mainly tying knots and looking at them and stuff and observing them in new places. But it's just so peaceful.
But what is it about it? What is it that just...
I don't know. I feel closer to God, if there is such a thing. This is as spiritual as I get out here.
So I feel like I just spent 5 days with Huey in one day. He picked me up from the airport. He surprised me at the airport. We went to the supermarket. We cooked. We went fly fishing. Now he's telling me to pack my bags, so I have a feeling something else is going to happen tomorrow. I don't know what it's going to be.
I don't know. I got a lot of stuff I still want to ask him. Pack a bag, man, and let's go is what he said. That's what I'm doing.
We're going to the airport because I'm going to New York. I'm not retired. It's not as if I just live on the ranch all the time. New York first. It's my son's birthday, and I'm going to visit him, and then I do a handful of gigs. Then I got to go out to LA where the movie Pineapple Express is premiering, and we've got a new song for there, so I got to go to work.
Still to come, I'm off to New York to meet the one person who knows Huey Lewis the best.
My son, Austin. Find something they love to do. Enjoy doing it.
Before the break, Huey told me to pack for a trip. One day I'm in the middle of Montana, the next I'm leaving Missoula.
I'm in a regular seat, of course. He was up there in first class somewhere.
New York is everything they say.
Now I'm in the middle of New York City to eat at Huey's favorite lunch spot, the world-famous Cat's Deli.
Your pastrami is our own, the corned beef, we do it the old-fashioned way. Pickle the meat, spice it, smoke it, etc.
So that corned beef just falls apart.
Tell me about the not taking the Pepsi or the Coke deal, in, like the height.
They offered us a lot of money to do an ad, and nobody had ever done that before. And I'd never done anything for money, and so we turned them down. They wanted to make an ad out of Harder Rock and Roll. Knowing what I know now, take it, because, and of course the money was so good because nobody had done it yet. So yeah. You can only go from obscurity to, like, say, number one once in your life. You know, then you're no longer that you can fall back down as far as you can, but you're never obscure again. But there's nothing like that first sort of rocket ship ride to the top.
New York was like a big part of your life the past couple years.
A couple years, yeah. I mean, they asked me to do to play Billy Flynn in the musical Chicago, and when I saw the show, not only was I knocked out by the show, but I thought, I could almost do that.
So off to the Ambassador Theater where Huey danced under the Broadway lights. There I meet the man responsible for his moves.
One of the exciting things was the fact that we all knew who he was. Mr. Lewis, I'm Bernard Dotson. And he was like, I know exactly who you are. So we got up and we just started to work, and I looked at him and I said, I'm gonna teach you everything that was supposed to happen in the show. Let's give him a little Charleston.
What are we gonna give him? A little Charleston?
Just a little Charleston.
Okay, see, this is the Charleston. And then, of course, when I first did this, I had to go like this.
Keep doing
it's kind of like the white man's overbite, because I would concentrate with my tongue. And the big joke with the cast is, can you do it without the tongue?
Step with the right foot back, step, and then step right, left, right, left, left. Okay, all right, take it again.
Remember that?
Yeah, come on.
Broadway, you see me in Broadway, can it happen?
I think you could do it. With Bernard's help, you could do it.
I think I'd need a lot of help.
So a subway ride downtown to Union Square is where I'm going to meet the one person who knows the real Huey Lewis. Here, I get to meet his son, Austin.
So this is my son, Austin.
Hey, Matt, Austin.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, man.
So you live in New York?
Yeah, I do. Downtown Manhattan. I live just a few blocks away, 3rd and 12th Street.
Is this the common question, right? You got a famous dad. Is that
I thought
weird?
the interview was to ask, you know, what it's like for to be the father of Austin Craig, but you know. Yeah.
What's that like?
Well, pretty good. He's a good kid.
Yeah?
I'm very proud of him. Yeah, he went to NYU here in town. He's working across town. He loves New York. He's a New Yorker.
Tell me about having Huey Lewis as your dad.
I mean, I guess with the exception of going to shows, it never seemed like out of the ordinary. But no, I mean, like normal childhood. We played ball. He coached my baseball team for the years. So.
You want him to be in the business? You want him to be a band, or you like that's the last thing you want?
Him and his sister are the most important things in my life, so that's what I care about most, and I want them to find, like me, find something they love to do and enjoy doing it.
Back at the ranch, I got to do something I dreamt about since I was 12 years old.
Play the root note.
I got to jam with Huey Lewis. What an amazing ride with a true icon. I can't believe that such a superstar can be such a normal person. Sort of. He's passionate about his work, his family, his land, and he doesn't seem to be slowing down one bit. I found that the heart of rock and roll indeed beats on in Missoula. Now that I found where he's at, it'll be cool to see what's next on the horizon for Huey Lewis.
I'm about to jump on Huey Lewis's trampoline. Oh, it's like into the ground. Land on my bum and land back on my feet. I think.
This character, this is what they're looking for.
This is what you invested your money in.
This is it. This is what I love to do right here. You can't buy that character, I'm telling you. Things to infiltrate sometimes to gain the attention of the industry, as it were. My laundry gal she's just gone this week. When you get to say great words, it's so much fun.
Change your heart to a little white dove. More than a feeling, that's the power of love. Tougher than diamonds, rich like cream.
I'm Matt Wells, and I'm headed to Vancouver to see Mike Reno of Loverboy. I wanted to find out how one 80s icon jump-starts his day.
Oh, that's hot.
Keeps fit.
Sometimes I don't even like the yogurt to touch the berries.
Impresses the ladies.
Is that an electric toothbrush?
Mm-hmm.
Blows off steam. Keeps his engine running. Strikes a deal.
How much for one?
And, well, spends his time exploring.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
And what I found out was a total surprise.
Box of panties and bras that have been thrown on the stage over the years.
He showed me the man behind the rock star.
Well, I don't think Loverboy was ever treated completely with the respect it deserved.
And if I thought he surprised me up to this point, Mike truly reveals himself and gets real deep in Vancouver's Bay.
It's a brush with death.
This is not just the 80s superstar.
Oh, no, it's got nothing to do with this.
This is where he is at today.
It's all about looking for it, getting it, or getting rid of it.
Mike Reno.
Where you at, baby?
In 1980, Loverboy was introduced to North America. Driven by the powerful vocals of Mike Reno, Loverboy built their reputation on stage, selling out arenas and stadiums across the continent.
So I never expected to be Mike Reno, the teenage idol.
Throughout the 80s, Loverboy achieved numerous smash hits, recorded a string of 4 multi-platinum albums, and won an unprecedented 6 Juno Awards in just 1 year, a feat unmatched to this day. That was then, this is now. Okay, so it's 7 a.m. on a Saturday. Look who's working on a weekend. Where you at, baby? Mike Reno. The best videos in the 80s, and when I say best videos in the 80s, I mean the worst videos in the 80s. This whole idea of the decadent 80s, that Loverboy was like right there at the beginning for, probably helped pioneered it.
The pressure is killing me.
Loving every minute of it. Vancouver. This is weird. It's like a residential area, which I didn't think would be the case. This is the old Loverboy tour bus right here. This is his house. Oh, I think I see him. There it is. It's Mike Reno's house. I'm kind of excited. Mike Reno's like a really excitable guy. I think he's gonna be like in his videos, he's like, let's go, like.
This is what Reno's gonna be like. He's gonna come to the door and go, Maddie!
I'm just totally preparing myself for a big bear hug.
Maybe he's still asleep. Or he's gonna come with beer and his guitar.
What?
Hey, Mike?
I haven't had my coffee yet. I don't do anything until I have my coffee.
Okay,
What,
sorry, dude. Yeah, thanks for having us here.
Come on in.
All right.
You like coffee?
Is it weird that I don't drink coffee?
No. Some people don't drink coffee. I don't hang out with those kind of people. Tell you what, if I don't have coffee, I can't even talk to you. Coffee, you gotta have coffee.
This is cappuccino.
Hold it. Oh, that's hot.
You want a piece of my heart?
So in '84, what would give you your boost at 10 o'clock in the morning?
Well, basically, I had to get the chicks out of the room.
And you don't laugh at all. I'm laughing, but you're not laughing.
Well, no, I can't pack with all the chicks in the room. So once we get the broads out of there,
right,
I pack, and then I'm off to the Learjet.
I'm not a man or machine. I'm just something in between.
Who lives here with you?
My lovely girlfriend.
Your lovely girlfriend?
Catherine St. Germain.
We're a couple. But that's bad for him, see? Because women still pine for him, so I'm just his friend. How's that?
It's getting a little out of control. People running up on stage and grabbing me. 4 girls grabbing me while I'm singing a song.
You know, the lover boy thing, he has to be on all the time and, you know, rock star. But when he's home, no rock star stuff. I don't allow it.
And how long you been with your lady?
3.5 years.
Living in sin.
Living in bliss.
You gotta make an honest lady out of her.
Do you know, every time I do that, something goes wrong.
Yeah, it's hard to be a rock and roll guy and get married.
Well, it seems to be. Unless you get with the right person who understands all the traveling, because I am away a lot.
Your son doesn't live here with you now?
No. You notice I'm doing this? He's got his own place.
My name's Alex Reno, and Mike Reno's my dad.
Oh, really? He's out on his own.
Our landlady kicked us out, so I got to find a place to go. Moving back home. It's moving day, man. It sucks.
What does he think of Loverboy?
I think he's kind of thinks it's pretty cool that his dad's in a rock band.
They're just immature. They're just like us, just stuck in old man's body.
I wanted to know what a rock star eats for breakfast.
Get out the berries and yogurt.
Berries and yogurt.
How do you think I keep a nice physique like this?
I notice you don't mix the berries in with the yogurt.
Sometimes I don't even like the yogurt to touch the berries until they're actually in my mouth. I gotta show you this bag. I was looking for a bag to go. I got a trip that's gonna be a little longer than normal. So I opened this bag, which I thought was very heavy. And I opened it up and I realized that
the winner is...
It's full of these silly things.
Loverboy.
We won 7.
You won 7. I'd like to thank Mike Reno.
We'd like to thank our girlfriends and our parents for putting up with us for 14 years.
Yeah, this is like a tickle trunk full of Juno awards.
Oh, did you believe it?
What about over here? That was just kind of left out?
Oh, I never hang them. It's just not something I like to do.
9 million. Holy shit, dude, that's a lot of records.
They sold a ton of records. They sold a ton of concert tickets, sold out venues and platinum records around the world. They put Western Canada on the map at that time.
I'm sorry. No one sells records like that anymore.
The price of a concert in 1983 was $13.50. And people wonder why Loverboy's so popular. We used to keep our ticket prices down.
You know, back in the day, you could have pressed the ladies. Maybe this is how you found your new girlfriend. She came in, you're like, check this out.
Oh, no. It's got nothing to do with this. This is just what I do. It's not who I am. I'm a regular guy. The only difference is when I get up and put my pants on one leg at a time, I write gold freaking records, man.
Curious to get your take on, like, the rock star today, because I don't think there ever was or there will ever be a time like it was in the 80s.
I got to tell you something. As a singer of the band, you couldn't party as hard as everybody else because of the fact that you had to sing every night.
But there had to be that one moment when you woke up and there was 14 people in your bed.
Absolutely.
Of all things Loverboy, I needed to know where that headband came from.
Do you know that the headband I first created it was we were doing these shoots and the lights were so strong that I actually took my shirt off. I cut the sleeves off and I put the shirt sleeve on my head to soak up the sweat. And a very similar story about the red leather pants.
Those girls had a lot of dreams of what's underneath those red pants. I only need to put that out there. You can imagine the rest of it.
The last thing I wanted to do was buy a pair of red leather pants, but they're the ones that fit the best. As soon as I put them on, I just went, yeah. Still got the price tag on it. It's $95. I just picked this baby up, and I did one of these. You know, it's a little out of tune now.
What flavor is that?
Cinnamon.
Is that an electric toothbrush?
Mm-hmm. Not only does it brush your teeth, but the ladies like it too. That's it. Ready to wash the car.
But before we got to play with his Porsche, Mike showed me some of his other toys.
First thing we like to do is we like to make sure that everybody's having fun around here. Ooh. You got your kickstands down. Put a pack sack on. You go out shopping. Get all your groceries, throw it in the pack sack. Scoot home.
And you call it a pack sack?
Right.
Now, is it a Vancouver thing? Because I call it a backpack.
Yeah, well, you see, you've got it wrong, Matt. It's a pack sack.
I've never heard pack sack in my life.
Pack a sack, pack a sack. Down.
Now I got it.
I'm gonna back this baby up and then we'll get to work.
All right. So, what year is it again?
Ready anytime you are. Told ya.
What's the fastest you've had this going?
I've had it going 250 kilometers an hour.
Come on. Check it out. I'm cruising around Mike Reno's neighborhood in his vintage Carrera.
I installed these racing seat belts.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, I hardly ever use them, to tell you the truth. They've just installed these speed bumps for people like me. And this is what we do on our day off. But usually I don't take it out, Matt, until we've washed it. So I guess we're going to have to take it home and wash it.
It's crazy to think that you got this vintage Porsche and all your Go records and your Junos in like this residential neighborhood.
It's a nice little part of town. Very quiet, unassuming, somewhat like myself.
So what have you done with all your money, man? 23 years old, you sold 4 million records.
I invest it. I invested it in a couple of past ex-wives.
By that time, you were set?
Absolutely.
By the time you were 23, you were set?
Yes.
No matter what you did after that?
Right.
Loverboy is put together on the assumption of success. We had a success theory planned.
Well, the Porsche is all shiny and clean, but I had to know. What was in all those boxes?
I could go through any of these boxes and come up with some real gems. But somewhere in here, there's the box of panties and bras that have been thrown on the stage over the years.
I'd hate to get a whiff of that box.
This could be the box of panties.
Has your dad ever showed you his box of fan panties?
No, but I've showed him my box of fan panties.
These are all my leather chaps and leather jackets from when I had my Harley.
And what about that whip?
You wanted to find some underwear? I just found the bra from my Porsche. This is called a bra, and it fits right across the front of the Porsche. Thanks, buddy.
No
We found
problem.
some underwear.
Amazing.
I heard you never been to Vancouver.
Never been here.
Well, I'm gonna do you a favor, take you down for lunch at my favorite place, right down by the water.
All right.
We're done. Right on, man. I'll meet you there.
Okay.
Yeah. We can't even shake hands because we're too white.
Still to come, Mike finally answers my burning question.
It's all about looking for it, getting it, or getting rid of it.
We go on a shopping adventure, and Mike shows me how to strike up a deal.
How much for one? What?
Before the break, I went to Vancouver to see Mike Reno of Loverboy. He wouldn't even speak until he chugged his first shot.
Oh, that's hot.
We played with a couple of his toys and cruised around in his vintage Porsche and tried to find some hidden gems.
But somewhere in here, there's the box of panties and bras that have been thrown on the stage over the years.
And now he wants to show me one of his favorite Vancouver hideaways.
Grenville Island, waiting for Mike Reno. Apparently, he wants me to meet him here. He's going to be here any second, I guess. And here he is.
So we finally meet the love of his life.
Hi.
I'm Matt.
I hope she gives us some dirt.
This is why we live in Vancouver.
This is quite lovely.
Yeah, this is the best spot in town. I used to live in one of those condos over there. I moved out of the condo, and then we moved in together. How cute is that? We got into gardening a bit this year.
Yeah, you were saying that. Is he a good gardener?
Oh, you know, he likes to water. He likes his sprinkler. He got some Miracle Grow for our lawn, and then we had a hot streak. Hard to sleep at night. And next thing I know, there he is, naked, running through the sprinkler.
And what did you think of that Canadian band called Loverboy?
I loved them.
Yeah?
Are you kidding?
Were you like a big Loverboy fan?
Yeah.
Good answer, darling.
What's the Rainbow Cruise?
No.
And how does she get on it to your room? Explain that to me.
The Rainbow Cruise would be a mad, passionate love-making session that made you see colors and stars. Spanking's high on the list of fun things for me to do. I was an early spanker. I was spanking women at 7 in the playground. It's a Loverboy song. It's all about either looking for it, getting it, or getting rid of it.
Mike Reno is like a big Labrador puppy. He wants to be loved, okay? And he likes everybody.
He's a pretty funny dude, and apparently he knows how to drive a good bargain.
So what do you need to get in here?
Well, I'm kind of running low on berries, and you know I like to have my raspberries and blueberries in the morning, so...
I do know that.
Oh, there's the perfect cherry right there. How much for one... Look at these little shish kebabs. That's what a guy needs in the morning. This is what Canada is known for. Maple syrup, especially the people in Quebec. They know how to pull it out of the trees and put it in those jugs. Look at this guy's cherries. That is a cherry tree. I'm looking for some giant prawns. I'm looking for the real big ones. They put it right beside the caviar, so it looks like a deal.
You wouldn't have been able to walk around like this 25 years ago.
I could, and I just ended up turning it into an autograph session. We managed to go through that whole market with nobody even bothering us, so maybe the rock star days are over, I don't know.
Please don't sing that sad song.
You hang with the rock star. I got something to show you.
Still to come, I'm jumping aboard a rock star adventure.
What's this boat gonna be called? Hot Girls in Love.
And if I thought he surprised me up to this point, Mike truly reveals himself and gets real deep in Vancouver's Bay.
It's a brush with death.
Before the break, Mike finally answered my burning question.
It's all about looking for it, getting it, or getting rid of it.
He showed me how to shop like a rock star.
How much for one?
But the most shocking revelation is yet to come.
Okay, day 2, where you at, baby? Mike Reno. I'm running a little bit late. I don't know where he is, but I did just get this text message from him. Maddie, where you at, baby? Where you at? He says he's on a boat, so guess I'm going to a boat. What's this boat gonna be called? I feel like it's gonna be like Hot Girls in Love, and there's gonna be like 8 girls surrounding him. That'd be all right. Maybe it's gonna be called Rainbow Cruise. Huh? Rainbow Cruise. Found him, I think. XXX, brand XXX. I thought the boat was gonna be called like Hot Girls in Love.
Well, it was, but we changed it when we started to get nasty.
Yeah, when you started to get nasty.
So I got to meet Captain Ed, one of Mike's lifelong friends.
How you doing, man?
How are you?
Ready to rock?
Okay, you done.
We're rolling. Let's go.
It's one of the best friends you could ever have. I mean, we've been friends for such a long time and done so many things together. I believe that fishing is a biological aspect of life because it's hunter-gatherer.
I couldn't wait for Mike to show me what deep sea fishing's all about.
Looks like we got a big one. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Screaming reels, baby, screaming reels.
Ah!
You did it! Look what we got. Barnacles.
Great.
You know, in some countries, this is a meal.
How do you prepare something like that?
This is done with a bit of basil, a little balsamic vinegar, and some garlic. So this is what it's all about, Matt. We're sitting right outside the richest neighborhood in Canada. The houses up on the hill behind us here, or in front of us here, are a couple million, and they're just regular houses. A $5 million home is almost a starter home out here in Vancouver, West Vancouver. I've owned 2 homes down there. However, I've also been divorced twice, so that's gone. Now I'm downtown Charlie Brown.
Do you still kind of have that part of you that's like, I want to have an album that shoots to #1 still?
That's all I think about, Matt.
Is it all you think about?
Absolutely. I'm still working to get that, and I'm not letting it go. I'm like a dog with, his jaws locked on your ankle. It's just, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it again. I don't think Loverboy was ever treated completely with the respect it deserved, but it doesn't keep me up at night. It's almost like they just take it for granted. Well, they took Loverboy's success for granted. We've never been asked to be part of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
It bugs you?
I think it's a little inappropriate. I think our band has sold more records than anybody else out of Canada. At least the Canadian Rock and Roll Hall.
You're not in the Canadian Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Not nominated, nothing. It's even Bruce Allen talks about it on his show. He goes, this is like a major mistake.
When you look at the Juno Hall of Fame, you see acts in there like the Tragically Hip and Tom Cochrane, who did not even experience an inkling of the success that Loverboy had.
Over the course of getting to know Mike, I felt like we really connected.
You and I could, look a bit alike. If you look together, you look at...
Especially when he opened up about losing his best friend.
I'd lost my best friend and bassist, Scott Smith, to a boating accident in 2000.
Who called you to tell you?
His girlfriend called me, Vonnie. She tracked me down. I was in Mexico doing some shows, and I was in the middle of doing an on-stage interview for the television station, and I get a phone call. And I had to break away and take the phone call, and I just dropped the phone, went to the airport, and flew back to San Francisco and proceeded to search for him for a week. I got boats, Coast Guard people, and Parks Board took me around the shorelines. I had to find him.
But they never did?
No, never found him.
What happened?
Well, he leaves San Francisco, and he was trying to take the tide out, because there's a sailboat. And when he got up around the Mavericks, which is about 5 miles past the bridge, these rogue waves tilted his boat over, and the steering column and the wheel and everything that was attached to it, including himself, was ripped from the boat when it leaned over one way, and it just whipped him off with it. Helicopters couldn't even come down. They put a Mayday in, and ever since then, it's just been different. Life's been different. It's a brush with death. It's the worst thing that can happen to you, and the best thing comes from it somehow. You just become a little more thoughtful. So it's a tough one to swallow, and every day I think about him.
Every day?
Every day.
Do you have a formula in mind right now where you're like, I got to plan the rest of my life, or do you just kind of take every day and see what happens?
I just love playing music so much. That's why I keep doing it. I just love it. I mean, you're going to have to drag me off the stage with the cane, It's like, get that old bugger off the stage. He's making a fool of himself.
Loving every minute of it. 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 Loving every minute of it.
What an amazing journey with a Canadian rock legend. And as much as he's reflecting on the past, he's got his eye on the future. He's still looking for it, getting it, and loving every minute of it. This guy's still got it, and now I know why.
All right, where you at, baby? Mike, Reno, Vancouver. What Loverboy has done for Canadian music is undeniable. Say what you want about the 80s style and the music. What this band has done to put Canadian rock and roll on the map is just really unheard of. And I hope that his future has him and his band being inducted into the Canadian Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
If you want to have your say and vote for Loverboy being inducted into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame, which you should do, send in your requests. Mike Reno had too many stories for this show. Check out which smash hit Bon Jovi took back from Loverboy.
He said, "Are you crazy?" And it became their first big hit.
How Turn Me Loose was killed by the record industry.
He said, "Whatever song that dart lands on, I'm gonna make that song disappear."
And what's Mike Reno's mysterious Madonna story?
Do you realize how rich I could be right now?
Go to muchmoremusic.com for all you need to know about Mike Reno, plus some stuff you might not want to know.
Sometimes I have to use the washroom shortly after having one of these.